What is going on with the Nightcap, y'all? What is going on? Please, y'all let me know because I have some thoughts that I think may be going on, right? But has anyone realized Shannon Sharpe and Ochocinco have been missing from the show? And like I said, I have a theory. I have a theory, and it's not because of Shannon Sharpe's legal trouble.
I
Well,
think
huh?
I'm thinking we're thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure him losing brand deals had a little something to do with it, but my theory is a little different, right? You know, when you lose those brand deals, especially how they was rolling, that is a lot of money they're losing. But if you notice, right, what started happening first on the Nightcap after Unc's legal trouble began, right? When it came to light, and the Nightcap was no longer advertising for brands. What happened? Ochocinco would miss a few days from the show, and he probably was just pursuing other opportunities. Simple as that. Miss a few days, still supporting the show like Ochocinco always do. Good brother. But if you don't understand, man, in this field, in this line of work, it takes up a lot of our time, and it's some hard work. And especially Ocho and they were going hard almost every night. That's not easy. That's not easy, especially for Ocho because is 3 hours behind us, right? So it's around 7 or 8 o'clock for when he's recording, but for Ocho, it's around 11 to 12, and that's very tough to uphold every night for 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 that long, for that amount of time. You know what I mean? So let's check out this clip. This is the Nightcap, and you can see, you see to the bottom right hand corner. Last time Ocho and did the Nightcap was about 2 weeks ago. What's your theory,
I
Dries?
mean,
What do you think?
we know we got the situation going on with the lawsuit and everything, but I think it started before that, where Ocho Cinco was going through his breakup, and then like behind his back that he signed his ex fiance to. I don't know if you knew that. Did you know that?
Finish what?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
listening.
yeah. Shannon Sharpe signed his ex fiance Sherelle and his girls to like a podcast deal
Oh,
on.
oh, you talking about
Yeah,
his ex fiance? Oh, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. He
yeah.
signed up to a deal, and he like Ocho Cinco was like offended by that, and the place is like, you didn't even come to me and talk to me about signing Sherelle to this deal, and you know we going through a whole breakup. He was like, I didn't think I need to tell you. So he wasn't even being like a real friend or a partner to him. He's like, yeah, we supposed to be like, I mean, closer than that, where
Well,
I'm
I,
chasing
you
the
know,
money.
I saw that
Yeah,
and I took it with a grain of salt. Took it with a grain of salt because Ocho Cinco, you don't know when to take him serious. And yes, from the outside looking in, it looked horrible. You signing Ocho Cinco's fiance without telling him about it, and they going through some relationship issues, and you sign him to your media company. That is out of line. But I didn't really fall for that. I don't believe that happened like that. If
uh,
that did, and we find out that is true, you are very foul and out of line, and you need to be dealt with, bro. You are. I hope that ain't true. I hope that ain't
I
true.
think that's the beginning for. I think that was the beginning, and then like everything else piled on after that. Where so
Right.
it's like,
And but you could be right, right? I'm hoping that's not true, but you could be right. You could be exactly right because, like Ocho isn't really a confrontational guy, right?
mm,
But at the same time, he still remembers and he's gonna play his cards accordingly. So if that happened, don't expect Ocho to go rah rah ha ha. He gonna handle it how he handled it. You know what I mean? And that may have been the start of issues between Ocho and Unc. Not that Ocho has an issue with him, but it's like, hey man, I'm gonna go do my own thing. You out here making me look bad, going behind my back, signing my fiance without me knowing, or without you asking for asking
how I even feel
my
about it.
permission. You
Yeah,
know, Yeah, that's wild. That's some wild shit. But here,
Mhm.
my theory is, right? My theory is Ochocinco decided to take some time off and get some rest while pursuing other opportunities. And that pissed granddaddy Shannon Sharpe the hell off. Right? If y'all didn't see, Shannon Chad Johnson Ochocinco is everywhere. He's on HBO, HBO football. I mean, he's on the show with Belichick. I mean, Ochocinco is loved everywhere. He shows up and show love everywhere. So he was probably pursuing other opportunities and just uh, you know, creating opportunities for himself. And then we had, we seen James Harrison, TJ Houshmandzadeh, and Joe Johnson, the basketball player, right? All these guys started filling in and hosting the Nightcap without Ocho and Unc in the building. And we know Unc thinks he is the superior of superiors, and he has that superior complex, and that's what's going on. Shannon Sharpe is demanding.
Man.
He's demanding, and I'm sure he was pissed off because Ocho wanted to take a break. But all that came after Unc messed up. Unc messed up the bag and said, Unc messed up the bag. So Ocho said, man, what you want me to do? And then after Ochocinco said, you know what, man, I'm taking a break and all that, Unc got pissed off and said, man, I ain't showing up no more. The heck with this junk. Who y'all think y'all is? This is my show. Y'all cannot show up when y'all want to because I run the show.
I
And
gotta
that
get in my Ocho bag real quick. You know, you be having the
get in your Ocho
glasses.
bag. Get in
You be
your
having the
Ocho
glasses
bag, man.
on.
Get in your Ocho bag. At the end of the day, man, Unc messed up the bag, and he messed up the bag really bad. And it's all his fault. He can't blame nobody but himself. And the least he could do is show up to the Nightcap and continue to keep the train rolling, whatever, despite whatever Ochocinco got going on. But guess what? He chooses not to, right? And we know, man, Shannon Sharpe is trying his hardest, or tried his hardest to keep his cool and not go off on Ocho like he usually does on the show because he knows that will look bad. And I'm sitting right here waiting, baby. I'm sitting right here waiting. I dare you to go off on Ocho like you did before. You know what I mean? Now Unc just quietly doesn't show up anymore on the Nightcap without giving any warning, any announcement or anything about why he isn't going to show up anymore. At least I haven't heard or seen anything. Have you, Dries? You heard or seen
Man,
anything?
no, but we got some speculations out here, man. We got Joanna saying Shannon a low key jealous out here.
Yeah. Definitely I can see that. He is a sassy guy. He is a sassy guy. But at the same time, Shannon Sharpe is still doing Club Shay Shay. Why isn't he doing Nightcap anymore? Because Unc is big mad with everybody but his freaking self. He's mad with
Man,
everybody but himself.
they
That's
they had a
that's
they
the
had a whole
problem.
summer they had a whole summer tour set up, like a live show summer tour, and it all got postponed. So
Yeah, I
I mean,
seen.
they had all that lined up, and all that's canceled. So it got to be something going on.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I talked about that before. They canceled, the summer tour, and then they came out promoting. They got $100 million deal and things like that. I think that was bad PR. How they started reacting when they knew Shannon Sharpe's legal troubles was about to be exposed. They was very out of character, and you make everyone believe you're about to sign $100 million deal, and you know good and well you're not going to sign a $100 million deal. That looked bad in my eyes. But maybe it was a negotiation strategy that I have no clue about. But at the end of the day, none of it worked. And
They was trying to make it seem like he's money hungry.
yeah, Shannon
it
Sharpe,
was,
man,
it
messed
was
up the bag,
planting the
man.
scene, planting the
Yeah,
seed.
yeah. And I'm telling y'all, man, listen to say what needs to be said. Listen, I don't have no ill will. I'm not I don't think I'm better than everybody else. I know how to be a great follower as well as a great leader. I know how to do it all. I've been through it all. And everything I've been through, I gained a lot of wisdom. I've seen a lot of people come and go. And I'm telling you, y'all listen to me. I'm telling you, listen, it pays to stay humble and be humble. I'm telling you, it pays to stay humble. Never get too high, never get too low, unless you love drama. If you love drama, you get high as you want to and be whoever you want to be. You can be the fakest cat on the world and you can act like you're superior compared to everybody else. You can do that. But when it's time to come down, that pain will be so unbearable that it will cause you to have problems you never had before. And that's just the truth. Never get too high, never get too low. Always stay right there. Stay even, you know? And y'all gonna always hear me continue to say that and say what needs to be said because y'all have to hear the truth. You know what I mean? But hey, we still haven't heard apologize to Ochocinco. When is this happening? When is this happening?
Come on, man. You already know the answer.
When is this happening? I believe this is warranted and it needs to happen. It needs to happen. Unc needs to apologize to Ochocinco and it needs to be a public apology. Just the way Unc criticized Ochocinco for being late, you know? And I bet Unc think he is the top dog on the Nightcap and the whole time Ochocinco is the main attraction on the show. And Ocho should be treated as such. Ocho first hit the scene with I Am Athlete and Brandon Marshall screwed that up. And let him get with Unc in the Nightcap. And they took off. Now Unc think he is the main attraction and a superstar on the show. And he is completely fooled. But that's what your superior complex will do to you. You have a superstar on the show right next to you, but the whole time you think you the superstar and you not the superstar. You just the organizer and the reader.